Greetings, intergalactic diner managers! As 2025 gets rolling, we wanted to take a moment to update everyone on the progress we've made on Diner at the End of the Galaxy over the past year. And what better way to do just that than by looking at the game as it was exactly 1 year ago and see how it compares to the current state of development today. So we dug up Alpha Build 0.0.51 from late January 2024, well before we partnered with our awesome publishers at Astrological, and we're putting it side by side with Beta Build 0.1.1. And right off the bat, as you can see here, the current build has a brand new HUD and UI design, with the objective of improving legibility and just overall aesthetics compared to the original UI design from last year. If we start from the very beginning, we'll see that 2024's main menu looked a little something like this. Pretty basic, gets the job done, no frills. Compared to the current main menu, which features the illustrations of the faction leaders used throughout the game and new button designs. This is actually a dynamic main menu in that, depending on which faction you've got the best relations with during your last game, it will show the leader of that faction. So a much more interesting main menu. The galaxy map in last year's build was also pretty basic. A little hard to make out the text, but it worked. In the current version, we wanted to make slight improvements, make the text more legible, add a little color, and make the galaxy map look slightly less stretched as it did last year. Getting right into the game, this is what the room menu and building checklist looks like in the old version. And here is what it looks like now. Like the other menus, it's been redesigned, it's cleaner and roomier. I also want to note that the game in general looks much better lit in the current build, compared to the generally darker world of the old versions. Another example of the redesigned menus is the objects and inventory menus. Previously, they were pretty basic, just objects arranged pretty shabbily with a simple filtering system. We expanded it a bit to show more information about the objects being selected. As you can see on the right, there's a section dedicated to information about the object and the cost of buying it. Related to this, we also made it easier to select objects on the map by introducing an object cycling feature. So as you click on the same spot with multiple objects, you cycle through each object with every click. It's a small but welcome quality of life improvement. Speaking of panels, we also redesigned the character information panels. Seen here is how it used to be. It was alright, but there were legibility issues. We redesigned it so that information hierarchy is better organized. Also looks better too. The employee tracking feature is retained because that's a great feature to have. In addition to this feature, we also created a new staff management window that displays all your current employees in an itemized list, complete with their attributes. You can sort them by different variables, snap the camera onto a specific employee, and also be able to fire staff. The menu has changed too. In the old version, it was made of two parts: the actual diner menu, which lists dishes, and the dish creator. We weren't that happy with the dish creator, so we sought to improve the hierarchy of information and improve readability. In the new version, you start with picking the ingredients you want, and the game automatically detects whether it's a valid combination, filling in the description and the recommended price if it does. This is in contrast to the old version where you could create any dish with any combination, which ended up being too disorderly. The room lighting editor in the old version also suffered from the same issue, where too much choice and freedom didn't really add as much as it first seemed. It was difficult to get consistent colors and intensities across rooms. We redesigned it so that there are now preset levels of brightness and a limited number of colors to choose from. Please note that what you're seeing is work in progress, and we're still picking the best variety of colors for the player to choose from. The lifetime report was okay in the old version, didn't really have any major issues, but we worked to improve it a bit more, just a cleaner and more readable design. The old faction window looked like this, no frills, just okay. We tweaked it slightly and added new functionalities. Invasions are now player triggered, which means you can fund an invasion by a faction on demand. You can also trigger events for each faction, which will initiate a narrative event that you'll need to resolve to earn rewards and faction points. The expeditions window felt a little cramped in the old version. In the new version, we added a cool feature wherein you can see a preview of the starship's location by hovering over the expeditions button, and also some slight UI tweaks, just so that it's cleaner. Now, on top of these UI UX changes, we also introduced a slew of new small features. Though there isn't enough time to cover all the new objects, items, character designs, events, and animations in this short video, some can be easily covered quickly. Like the pickup feature, which allows you to pick up and drop an employee anywhere on the map for easier management. There's also the new creatures that inhabit the unsalvaged areas of your diner. Salvaging these areas chases the bugoks out into the open. Clicking on bugoks squishes them, and squishing them harvests a readily available meat that can be served to customers. Yum! On top of the new stuff, we also fixed tons of bugs. Tons of bugs. Like this annoying bug from last year, where idle employees would walk towards the opposite end of the abandoned outpost for no good reason. Some members of the team said they were trying to escape the torturous simulation they were programmed into. Our programmer calls it an AI bug. I call it the same thing. And all of this has culminated in a current build that not just looks better and reads better, but also runs smoother and is getting closer to a playable build that someone can pick up and play for a couple of hours. We've now got our eyes set on balancing the economy, adding new events, and sorting out the significant bugs. We're on the road to a solid demo in the coming weeks and inching closer to a launch candidate. And that's pretty much it. Significant progress over the past year. Please continue to join us on our dev journey. Find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook. And please do add us to your wish list and follow us on the Steam community. Thanks folks, talk to you again soon.